subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste and welcome to the Goa Chronicles show. Dr. Rajesh Kumar, Executive Director, what are your views, sir, on the drug menace?
Thank you very much for the invitation. Drug problem in India, it is not new. It was there for centuries. Now the manifestation is very different. Unfortunately, whenever there is some problem in Mumbai, then only the media thinks that there is a problem in India. Our organization has been working for last 36, 37 years. Our problem is a huge problem, and in the beginning, you yourself said around 5 crore people were found the day when they were interviewed. In last 1 month, they have consumed legal or illegal drugs. So situation is not good, not encouraging. Situation is very challenging. What has happened in last 30, 40 or last 10 years, the initiation of drug age has gone down. Initially, when we started working in the area of drug abuse prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, that was in mid 80s. People used to start or initiate the drug use around 18, 19, 20, 21. And now that age has come down to year 8, 9, 10. So here I differ with you that if the drug availability is there, then only the consumption will be there. It is the other way around. If the demand is there, suppliers will find some new way. Like, for example, whether they can come through Iran border, they can come from Myanmar border, they can come from Sri Lanka border. So the demand is now huge. And a simple example, I think the report says around 2 crore people have been using heroin. If you just multiply 2 crore multiplied by half a gram a day multiplied by 365 days, that gives you a quantity. That's a huge quantity. So the problem is, this problem is all over country now, and UP is number one. If you see that report on consumption, children have started. We have treatment centers for children. We have a treatment center even for the girls as young as 12, 13 years old girl come to our treatment center. So the situation is very challenging. It's good that all of you are now in the name of ABCD, you have started talking about it. It helps us. But our problem is, don't stigmatize drug use, because the moment you start stigmatizing drug use, the treatment will be the biggest casualty.
So what would you define as stigmatizing drug use, sir? That's a very good point that you made. But what do you define as stigmatizing drug use?
Okay, fine. Here, if you are talking about the whole drug, there is a demand and there is a supply. You go chase away all the suppliers. We have no issue. If a child who is 12 years, 13 years, 14 years has been caught for using drug, you put them in the jail, now of course for the children, because we have a treatment center, those who are below 18, they don't go to jail, they come to our treatment centers. But the person who is just 18 years and 1 day, you send them to jihad for using drug. Now, in this case, what will happen, those who are interested, getting themselves treatment will not go to any treatment center. They will go to a treatment center which is not qualified treatment center, which is not in a public domain. We have a friend, Dr. Munda from Ranchi,
yes.
CPI. So he will tell you how difficult it is to treat a substance use dependent. And in that case, if the family is not comfortable, if the child or the person, those who are using is not comfortable, they are stigmatized. See what happens generally, the moment someone is used as identified as a drug user, what happens with the family? Immediately, neighbors will start talking about this family. Now, there is a problem by this one individual, not of the family. They start hiding. Once they start hiding, if the treatment is stigmatized, then large number of those who are interested getting themselves treatment, large number of them, those who are interested coming back into the normal life, reintegrated back with the family and society, that will be hampered. So my only issue is, you raise these issues, but talk about the big cartels.
Correct.
No one is talking how.
So, sir, what you're really saying,
just a minute. Let me complete.
Sure.
No one is talking about how 3,000 kg of heroin was caught in a Mundra port No one is talking. They are saying that it has been caught and nothing beyond that. Who sent it? Why that consignment came to Mundra? It should have gone to either Chennai or Vizag, because the destination of that consignment was Vijayawada. So let us talk about something which is very, very important.
So essentially
We
what
need
you
to
are saying,
reduce supply,
sir,
but we should not stigmatize the drug use and treatment.
essentially what you are saying, sir, that the government organizations must actually deal with the supply rather than be worried about the demand. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not accusing government. Sorry.
Then what-
I'm saying because all the treatment centers are funded by Government of India itself.
Correct,
So-
but the real activity, the real war on drugs is to ensure that the supply does not come into the country.
Sir, this war on drug is a third grade word, because America used this term right from 1983-84, and they miserably failed. And now they have started understanding that war on drug is not going to work. America was the only country on earth which forced India to ban marijuana. Till 1985, marijuana or ganja, whatever you call it, was legal in this country. Now you banned it. What happened? The substitution of marijuana came as a heroin or smack. So America has started relooking at their policies. We also need to understand that supply reduction needs to be curtailed. I'm not saying that supply reduction should not be curtailed. It must be curtailed, but not at the street level. It has to be curtailed at the large consignment level, because at the street level, what happens?
All right, sir. Let me get Dr. Sanjay Kumar Nunda, sir.
Just a second. If a person is caught with quarter gram, no police wala will take this individual. We have Rao Saab and he will tell you, less than a quarter gram with adulteration of almost 50% will never send to the hard jail. So the problem is, we need to understand supply reduction is very critical, very crucial, but demand reduction is equally important.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Kumar,
Yes.
in this entire problem of the drug menace,
Yeah.
if you had to list out 3 points that
Okay.
this country must do in order to save our people, our youngsters, and our adults from drug abuse, what would be those 3 main points, sir?
Okay, thank you very much for again asking me this wonderful question. Number one, we call it the early prevention. Early prevention means those who are not using drug must not use drug. That's one strategy. Now that strategy where we are going to implement, like Mr. Parmar said, it has to be at the either school level or at the family level. Now most of the family members come to know about son or daughter's drug use after 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. So we need to also capacitate family to early identification of the issue. And school, of course, for last year and a half, all the schools are closed. But the school is one of the best place where we can develop the life skills for early prevention. So that is the strategy one. It does not cost much. The only thing is that we need to have this program integrated in our school activities. Number two, early intervention. Early intervention is the person, those who have started, using it, or they have started experimenting it, they must be brought back to the green zone. We call it those who are not using it. Again, early intervention, if you have the cost, the family is going to suffer, society is going to suffer, the nation has to suffer, is minimum. And the third is early treatment. When someone is using drug, they must be brought into the treatment program, because the moment they are in treatment program, their recovery will start. They become a functional member of the family. If he is a father, the father will start taking care of the family. If mother, see, there's so much stigma. No, I give you. We have been discussing stigma. We have a female treatment centers. Now the problem is, with a lot of difficulties, the family, they muster courage to bring that individual to our treatment centers, and then they dump. 6 months they don't want to talk to this girl or this lady. We have to talk to the family that, okay, this person is your family member, bring them back. He said that what will happen? My other daughter will not get married. No one is ready to talk to us. So there is the word stigma. When I was talking about the stigma, I'm talking about this stigma. So these are the 3 things. And with treatment, there's another strategy that's linked with it. We call it a recovery, sustenance of the recovery. Now, sustenance of the recovery lies with this individual. When the person goes to a good quality treatment centers. When I say good quality treatment centers, there are 4 phases of the treatment. The first phase is, we call it a motivational phase, where either family or through the court system or through the local environment, the person is motivated to go for the treatment. Now, within the treatment, there is a concept called detox. Detox is generally 5 to 6 days, 7 days, depending on how many years this individual has been using drug. After detox, a large portion, this almost like 90% effort goes on the rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means the person must start taking care of his or her life, must start understanding the purpose of life, values, relationship, workplace. And then once the person is discharged from the rehabilitation, it is a process of minimum 3 to 5 months. It doesn't happen in 10 days. Most of the psychiatrists or most of the treatment centers, they do the detox and they leave them.
Thank you all. See you next week. Bharat Mata ki jai.